everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to show you how I map the eyebrow. As you know, the eyebrow design is super critical. I want to show you two ways how I personally do it. If you are interested, then keep on watching. The body of the eyebrow is about 2/3 of the entire eyebrow, and the tail is 1/3. It's very important that there are some lines that we find, right? This is the bottom line, and then we find this line right here that matches the other eyebrow. Again, these two lines, if it's very symmetrical, where the bulb starts, the eyebrow will look very even. And the top line, both of the eyebrows. So these are the three lines that you find first. Once both eyebrows sit on these three lines, it's leveled. This line, the beginning of the eyebrow, not starting with outside of the nose, but where the nostril is and the nose bridge, okay? This is the inner line. And then finding the top arch is outside of the nose, going through the iris. And the ending right here will be going through the outside of your nose to the outside of your eye. One trick I like to do is, this is where your top arch is. My bottom arch is always slightly behind the top arch. This gives the illusion of a very lifted eyebrow. And also, I don't like my tail falling below the beginning of the bulb of the eyebrow. So first things first, I always clean the eyebrows with alcohol wipe. The second part is to find the center of her face. The middle should be equal distance in between her eyes. If you cannot use the nose because your client's nose is crooked, then just use the middle point between the two eyes. In this part, I like to find where the nose starts right here. And the high arch, I use the middle. This will cross the middle of her iris. And the outside, I go by the bottom line of her eyes. And now I'm going to find the leveling of the eyebrows, and I'm going to find the bottom line. Okay, now the top line, not the top arch, but just where the beginning of the bulb should both start. And the top line. So after I find all these points, this is just my guideline, right? I don't exactly have to follow it, but this will let me know the certain points that I should hit, and it will go very well with her face. Because she wants to be very natural and low maintenance, I'm gonna design the eyebrow using as much of her hair as possible. But I'm also keeping in mind how she will age. What will she look like 80 years from now, right? So I make sure I always set it just slightly higher. This is definitely on her brow bone, right? The point of an eyebrow is that it should be on the eyebrow bone. Don't ever draw anything underneath here where it goes into the eye socket, okay? Because it's not gonna age well. And if you set any tattoo in the socket, when she's 80, the tattoo is gonna be down here, and it's gonna totally close off her eyelid and making her look really old and just not enough space in between her eyes and her eyebrows. If you have an older client who like their skin is looser, I would stretch their skin completely straight sideways so that you don't alter the shape of the eyebrow. I'm gonna show her one side after I clean it up a little bit so she can take a look. I like to use as little product as possible, just because you never know if this person will be allergic to anything. Kind of let go of the front part, just because if this part is straight and it closes off the eyebrow, it tends to scare the client. All right, so since she likes it, I'm just gonna copy this eyebrow onto the other side. And I like to see the top part of the eyebrow from this angle. This way, it shows me, is the flare of the tail the same? And then the bottom line, I like to look at from here. You will see the bottom curve. So one thing I always tell my client is that right now, because there is an outline, it might look a little strong. But once the tattoo heals, it shrinks by 10 to 15% and the color will not look as strong. This is a freehand method. I actually kind of started off this way. I didn't really use any tools to measure eyebrows. This is for people who have a good amount of hair, you know, like my client here. What I do is I'm gonna just go into the middle and follow her natural shape. And then I'm just gonna spoolie everything out. And if you see it, it kind of already allows you to see a general shape of her brows. And this is the trick I like to do. The bottom arch, I always make it slightly behind the top one. This will give an eyebrow a very lifted look. Again, where she wants to end it, determined by her eyes. Okay, so this will be the ending point. And again, I don't like to draw it downwards, I flare it out. Now she has another method of doing her brows. You can see the shape already, but this is more of like a freehand. So again, before I even start with the client, I will look at her while she's laying down, just to see if the eyebrow looks symmetrical. I think it's always very important that you look at your client from all different angles to make sure the brows look very symmetrical. Please follow me down below. I'll have all of my contact information, my Instagram page for my permanent makeup school, as well as the studio. And more details about the course will be down below as well. So I hope to see you soon. Bye.